Carol here from Desert Recreations, and I would like to welcome you once again to my garage crafting lair. Yes, this is live, not a recorded video. So I would like to see if I, number one, can find myself. I'd like to be able, if you're commenting, to be able to see. Okay. And I'll turn down the volume. Way to go. All right. It's working so far, guys. Sorry about the angle. I just wanted to show you and see how this is going to work out. I hope it works out great. All right. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making a wreath using supplies that you can find around your Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and Walmart. Okay? So what you're going to need for this is you're going to need a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. You're going to need 16 pot cleaners from the Dollar Tree, and I will be listing these all down below for you guys. One second, please. Anyway, so a Dollar Tree wreath frame and 16 pot cleaners. I found this cute little gnome, okay? I found him at Dollar General. He was $5, guys. Isn't he adorable? You're gonna need one roll, a 10-inch by 10 feet Deco Mesh. I actually got this from Walmart. It's a mainstay. And I only paid $5 a roll for it. Well, it's 10.5 inches wide. And the thing about this is that I didn't find it with the holiday season stuff. I actually found it in back there where all of the florals and stuff are in the regular section. I've got some ribbon. This came from Walmart. This came from the Dollar Tree. I've got some more Dollar Tree ribbon. Some Walmart, two different kinds. We're going to be using one whole row of this sort of snow splattered mesh, guys. And I just found some cute little ornaments to go along with our gnome. So let's move this to the side. And we're going to get started. And you're going to need a glue gun, some scissors, or a rotary cutter, however you do your mesh. Okay? So first off, let's start with our frame. This is a 14-inch frame. We're only going to be putting 12 ties on it, guys. And it's still going to be nice and thick. 12 ties. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner and sort of fold it in half. And I'm going to come out here to this bracket on these two rings. The first one on the outside and the one right behind it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to hold it tight. And all I'm going to do is I like to twist my frame. That really makes it tight. I'm going to do the same thing around each bracket. So how's the streaming? I hope I've got to where you can comment and everything on. So let me know who's out there. I want to welcome y'all. I normally upload tutorials, and I wanted to start doing some live streaming over here to see how that worked out with y'all. Hi, Sugar Pepper Designs. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad to have you. So we're just putting a tie on each bracket. It's perfect. Awesome. Hi, Sonia. Welcome. Give you a little history of me. My name is Carol. You're on Sugar Pepper Design. On Desert Recreations. I was reading my comments. And I work out of my garage that we converted into my craft area. And I call it my crafting lair. So now that we have pipe cleaners on each bracket on the outside, we're going to go to the inside here, and we're just going to put one, okay, and twist it. I pull it taut, not super tight. Find your middle. And this is an easy way to do your frames, and you're still going to have well, hello, Reba from Texas. Awesome. I also live in Texas. I'm glad to have you. Y'all are my guinea pigs, since this is my first live basically over here on YouTube. I've been putting up in my community. I have a community page. Y'all should check that out here on YouTube. That I'm going to start doing some lives over here instead of uploading content that I do for Facebook. I also upload just tutorials I put over here. And I like to give everybody a chance to wreath on a budget. Okay, I like to try to use supplies that everyone can find around in their community. Okay, so now we've gotten all of our pipe cleaners on. We've got 6 on the inside. We've got 6 on the outside. Okay, so now let's set this over there. Like I said, this is a 10.5 inch, 10-yard long mesh. Let me get that out of there fast. And it came from Walmart. It's a mainstay brand. I didn't find it with the holiday stuff. I found it over by where they have their home interior stuff. And it was just on an end cap, guys, on an end cap. Okay? So with 12 ties, I did the math. And since this is, I would consider, because I do other wreaths, this is more of a cheaper version of mesh. So we're going to cut this to 30 inches. We can get 12 30-inch pieces out of this 10 yards. Okay? So I'm just going to cut these up right quick. I measure them on my mat. I pull them out to 30. You could also get a yardstick and lay it across your table and use your scissors to cut it. You live in Cookeville? I live in Del Rio, Texas. By San Antonio. Well, it's about 2.5 hours from San Antonio. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell and follow me. I'm going to try to get a schedule going to where I continue to do at least one live over here every week. And in incorporating a lot of different things. Okay. So y'all are telling me where you're from. I love to know. I'm envious of a lot of people that live in places I've never been. I was born in Texas, lived in New Mexico most of my adult life, and moved back to Texas to retire. I'm actually a retired nurse. This is the boring part, watching me cut this and cut it and cut it. But this is fixing to be done. And then we're going to do this mesh like a woodland ruffle. This mesh is, like I said, a cheaper mesh, cheaper quality because it, it's a Walmart mesh, a mainstay mesh. And it means that it does fray more, but we're going to keep it from doing that on this wreath. Okay? Getting close to the last piece. Whoops, didn't get that one good. There we go. We'll just let that one roll up. This will be our last piece. And we're just going to cut it off. That right there. Okay? So now let's bring our frame back over here with us. And I'll put the mesh to the side, guys. When I do this method, oh, to Texarkana. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, where it rolls up, this is how we're going to work with it. And since it's so long, I take a real something heavy. I'll use my scissors. I've got like a little rock I got from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to just roll it. I'm not rolling it small. And I'm rolling it about 3 times. And then I'm just going to take a chip clip. And this is called the woodland ruffle. Cut 30 inches long, rolling it about 3 times. And then you take your thumbs, hold them right here at the end. And I hope y'all can see that. I'll have to see how I can get that camera better. Thumbs here, fingers spread out, and you hold it and you push it with your thumbs, pull back with your fingers. Push, pull. And then when you get to the end, you just pull them all together like this. It makes a pretty little ruffle. You open this tie right here, and you just put it down in the middle of it, guys. And I'm putting it with those rolls, or what they're called is curls, front side up, just like that. Okay? And we're going to do this all the way around. The end pieces curl up real nice. So, oops, that's a little bit too big. So how many of you out there are actually crafters or do this, like to craft at home with family members? And now I'm just laying this one right next to it. I do tie down my pipe cleaners really tight and snug and twist them a couple of times. And then just pull these apart and let them butt up against each other. I've always been a crafter, I think. Curling them. I love to craft. I like to try to find great finds, is what I call them, in the community. You know, I like to go into Dollar General. I like to look at things and see what I can do with it, or make it my style, even if it's got something on it already. But I love to make wreaths. I've got some centerpieces. I've got a centerpiece scheduled that I would like to do a live over here on YouTube. And it is going to be using a lot of Dollar Tree products. This mesh is actually pretty nice. When I say not the best quality, it's just a little thinner. That's all. But we've cut these long enough by putting just 12 ties that it makes a really full ruffle, or a woodland ruffle. There we go. Tie wanted to move on me. It's okay, we'll put it back in its place. That's all it takes. My chip clip. Oh, that sounds awesome. Awesome. And where would that be at, your show? Oh, thank you. Do y'all like wreaths that have signs on them, or are you more into more of the embellishment style? So I'm just continuing to roll these up, going all the way around it. This is the last one on the outside, and I hope you can see that well. You like both? Awesome. I do too. Now I'm just going to open these ties I put on the inside. Remember, we just have 6 on the outside and 6 on the inside. We're going to continue to do it the same way, 2 at a time, it looks like. Oh, thank you very much. That was very sweet of y'all. Say hi, come on in. I appreciate y'all all for stopping by. Same way, but I'm putting it on the inside. Okay. Just tying it down real snug. But I'm going to take this in and this in, and I'm just sort of going to butt them up together so that it stands up a little bit. And that's going to start giving us the fuller effect as you go around. Oh, how sweet is that? Indiana, wow. And I'm sorry for your loss. I felt the same way, but not due to the loss of a husband, but when I retired after working my whole life. I was, I guess I still am, I just don't work at it, a nurse. And I'd worked in the healthcare field for over 30 years. So, when you get up and go to work every morning. So I found crafting. And now I get up and I come down here and I work every day and doing something I truly love. And I like to share that gift with whoever will listen to me. I like pretty things. There's enough dull things in this world. You gotta shine it up. I'm just continuing just to pull them back. I do like I did on the outside. I just snug them down real tight. And I pull them to this side and catch this one. And then I'm still pulling them from the outside to the inside so that it starts fluffing up that wreath and starts filling it out real full. Yeah, once a nurse, always a nurse. Yeah, inquisitive minds. This is really pretty mesh, and it's really easy to work with. So check your Walmarts out. They have some that doesn't have the 10-yard rolls in them. And it takes like 2 of them or more, and it's really expensive. But I was lucky. Look at the end caps. Not in the Christmas department. But I found this by the materials and florals and that type of homewares, home goods, or decor, home decor, I should say. Okay, 2 more pieces. The mesh was $5, was 4 something. So, and I know that their other mesh is like $8 or $9. I've never really paid attention to it. Oh, good, good. Yeah, the 12 just makes it a little fuller, and I still use one roll of mesh in it. So it still keeps it real reasonable. I buy a lot of my mesh and products. I buy off a craft outlet, and sometimes they've got some good deals. But here lately, especially during the holiday seasons, I've been using a lot of Hobby Lobby mesh. Especially I loaded up when all of their mesh became half price, because that made it $5. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so really even with not using the 8 or 10 ties, you're using the 12, it's going to make it look a lot fuller. And we're going to put some other stuff in it. We're going to be jazzing this baby up. And we're still on a budget. Oh, well, congratulations to her. We need more healthcare workers out there. There's a lot of them that have retired or gone into different things, and bless her heart. I'll be praying for her. It's a hard road. Okay. Now see how full that looks? And that is one row Dollar Tree mesh, Walmart mesh, a Dollar Tree frame, and a Dollar Tree pipe cleaners. Okay? So now what we're going to do, let's go to our ribbon. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Crafting heals a lot of things. So I'm going to bring in a lot of these ribbons here. Oops. No, first we're going to do one other thing. Then I'll keep these right here. Forgot I had that element. I have this mesh too that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's that snowdrift looking mesh tool. And I love to use it. And I use a lot of it during the holidays. So I buy it year round when they've got it. So what I've done is I'm just going to take one row, in which I use a mat. You can use a yardstick, use your scissors. It cuts either way. And what I did is I cut this to 10 inches. And all we're going to need is 12 10-inch pieces. Okay? And so then what we're going to do is we're going to just ruffle this up, just like we did that mesh. This is just going to give it a little layer of texture inside here. And it's going to give it a little snowy appearance. Then I just tie that in that tie. Okay? And what that does is give it just a little bit more texture right there. So let's do that right quick. If I'd have thought, we'd have put it in as we went around. So I'm just ruffling it, pleating it, whatever you want to call it, right down the middle. And this is a way that you can jazz up a wreath and give it that little extra for a little bit of nothing. Just, layering it. And if your mesh is a little thin, using this, oh yes, that's very true. Very, very true. And while using this splatter Dollar Tree mesh, it actually, if your mesh is a little thinner, helps thicken it up so you don't see your frame. Guys. Brings it texture, dimension, helps coverage. There we go. Won't take but a few minutes to get all the way around this. I still want to thank everybody for coming on, helping me out with my channel. If you're new, haven't subscribed, please do so. And comment. I love to hear y'all's comments. What would you like to see? I'm always up for a challenge. And if you're just now jumping on, my name's Carol. And I'm currently in my garage crafting lair. My husband liked to fell over when I named it that. So I'm going to do the same thing on the top. This is just giving it a little bit of a bang. And then what I do, oops, caught on that, is I just spread it out a little bit, okay? I already had a bunch cut. I don't know, you know, there's always a lot of new people into crafting. So I wanted to come on today and show y'all my process of cutting the mesh and everything. And when I do my wreaths, I like to go over my process. And this is just my process and my thought process of when I put a wreath together. How I coordinate my colors and all. I think that, you know, it helps me if I just sort of think about it. And then sometimes, you know, all I've got to do is look over there and it all comes together. So we only got a couple of more pieces of this to go in. Then we'll move on to those ribbons. Getting ahead of myself. I love ribbon. I'm a ribbon addict, guys. Ribbon addict. And of all places, and if you look in your Home Depot store, I'm telling you, your Home Depot store, guys, they had the most prettiest ribbons. And I like to fell over. I went in for light bulbs. My husband told me, you can find ribbon anywhere, can't you? And I said, yes, sir, I can. Okay. This is the last one. It just gave it a little bit of something. Okay? Right. Okay. I got this gnome ribbon at Walmart. Okay? Isn't that stinking adorable? And he matches our gnome just perfectly, really. Look at that. This is the gnome we're going to put in there. Okay? Got this at Walmart. We're only going to be cutting this to 12 inches. It's not bad ribbon. I've used it in a couple of other projects. Okay? And all we're going to need is 6 pieces of this. 6 pieces. Cut it 12 inches. Hi, Catherine. Hey, hey. And welcome. You can cut it like I'm doing it right here. You can line a ruler up to it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We only need 6 pieces. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and put them all in my hand. Okay? And that's how you can cut it without any help from ribbon boards or anything. gonna take these, I'm gonna fold them in half, and then I'm gonna cut from the folded edge to the wired edge at an angle, and that makes a really pretty dovetail. I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other end. Fold them in half and cut them. So we have 6 pieces of our gnome. I'm going to put it over to the side. Now I've got some glittered polka dot ribbon. Got this at Walmart too. And these ribbons will be enough for 2 wreaths or more. Well, hi, Barbara. Oh, thank you. So I'm just going to go ahead right quick and get this done a little faster. This is just a ribbon board my husband made for me. Before this, I folded up to a couple of cardboard thicknesses and did the same thing as I'm doing with this board. Okay. Gonna cut that off. Virginia. That's one place I haven't been, would love to go. And what I do different after I've got this folded, I just go ahead and fold it in half. And then I cut from the folded edge out to the corners, nip in my corners because sometimes it can leave a little wire. I don't go ahead and cut it. There we go. And we've got, whoops, that one stayed together. We can prevent that. Straggler. Okay, and we've got all of these cut. So we're done with that one for right now. Should have went ahead and had most of these cut for you guys. Here we go. This will make it a lot faster. This is a Dollar Tree ribbon. So you see I got 6 pieces out of it and enough to put in the bow. And that's 1 row, but we may be using 2 rows of it. This one's got a little thicker wire around the edge, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Making my dovetail. Oh, bye. There we go. 6 pieces of that. 1 more, and we're done, and there won't be no more delay. This is gorgeous. This is totally glittered. This whole ribbon is glittered, guys. And this came from Walmart. And I thought it was adorable. Continue just to dovetail all of my ends, guys. Okay, now we're ready to put it together. And this glitter ribbon sheds. So I'm just basically giving y'all the ideal. And here's our ribbon. So I'm going to take a Gnome, and I think I'm going to want to put it with this glitter. So then all I do is take it, fold it in half, okay? And then I just ruffle them up where I folded it in half. I don't think you can see that. There we go. And then I take them and I bend them out, put them down inside, and twist it a couple of times. And then just pull this ribbon. You can spread it apart a little bit if you want. Doesn't matter. Okay? So now let's take these two, put them together, fold them in half, ruffle them up the center, pinch them up, ruffle them up, whatever you want to call it. Then take them, you can fluff them out, pull them wider apart. Whoops. There we go. And I think that's going to look adorable together. Any questions so far, guys? The gnome came from Dollar General, guys. He was $5 at Dollar General. Isn't he adorable? I'll just lay him out there and let him kick back so you can see him. There we go. So I just pinch it up the middle, sort of bring it towards me. That just puts it in place before you tie it in. You can either cut your ties off, curl them under, whatever your preference is. Hey, Nomi, you can sit right there. I keep knocking you over. And we do this till we get all the way around it. The thing is, with having 12 ties, you're welcome. With having 12 ties, you've only got to put in 12 pieces of ribbon. If you didn't want to put in a 1/2 inch and a 2.5 inch together, you could just use one ribbon. There's no rule saying you have to use two. So say you needed to make it more on a budget, that would be one way that you could save on ribbon. You can put 3 ribbons in one spot if you wanted to coordinate 3 ribbons. Like I said, this is my first live here on YouTube. I've got a lot of tutorials out there. Some are a little older, most of them are newer. And I appreciate y'all for supporting and watching them. Means a lot to me. I love doing this. If you would like to see me do something that you haven't seen, or you've seen but really didn't understand, I can do that. I would be happy to. So now we're going to go to the top. Get my Gnomey here. Who doesn't love a good gnome? And this gnome here is perfect wreath size. They call them shelf setters. Thank you. They call them shelf setters because they've got rocks in their hind end. So up here, what I like to do is I like to sort of pull my ribbons, and I actually, guys, I am sort of pulling them. I'm yanking them to make them so that they will stay, and I crisscross them. Then you can just take your thumb or your fingers, however you want to do it, okay, and roll them. And they'll stand up really pretty for you. I sort of switched the game here. That's quite all right. Thank you guys. Y'all are the best. If y'all wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, if you like what you see, that encourages me to do more things similar to this. Just yanking them. And I'd like to let y'all know that I do go live on Facebook every Monday and Saturday night, but that I also have a free bow group, Desert Wreath Creations Bow Tutorials. It's free, and I will link that below so that you can go back and grab it for that purpose. Thanks. Just still continuing to yank them around, guys. And sometimes your ribbons have a mind of their own. Don't worry about it. Just let them do their thing. I like to be able to see my mesh. So I like the ideal of only having so many pipe cleaners on it and do the mesh a little fuller. Thanks, guys. I'm actually, after this live here, I'm going to go over to the bow group and do a live bow tutorial tonight. If y'all are interested, like I said, I'll post the link. Or you can, or if you're already members, thank you. Yeah, I can do a square wreath. Sure, not a problem. Love to. With the square wreath, I have the Dollar Tree frames, and which it makes a really large wreath. So, yeah. Maybe I can get all the stuff together and we'll just do that this next week on a live. How's that sound? I'm going to be setting a day and time that I will go live every week. The ribbon sizes is, I cut them to 12 inches. I cut all of the ribbons to 12 inches. The big ribbon is a 2.5 inch ribbon. And the smaller one is a 1.5 inch ribbon. They came from Walmart, Dollar Tree. I think, yeah, just Walmart and Dollar Tree. Okay. So there it is with all of our ribbons on it. Doesn't that look awesome? Very pretty. But see how you can still see the mesh? And then you can still see that tulle splattered right there, which is nice. Okay. So now that we've done that, how about let's make a bow? Okay. Let's make a bow to go on this. I use an easy bow maker. Deluxe Easy Bow Maker. This is the more reasonable bow maker that's out there. So what we're going to do, we've got other things we're going to do in this. So I'm going to show you how to make just a little simple one loop on each side bow, okay? And I'm going to come out here. It has measurements across the top. I'm going to measure it to 8 inches, just 8 inches. I'm going to twist, leaving this 8-inch I measured, and I'm going to pull it to the top. A key is, if you're using a bow maker, to put a lot of ribbon out at one time. I'm going to come over here to the 6-inch mark right here, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to twist it. Okay? Then I'm going to come over here to the 6-inch mark, and I'm just going to smash it down in there, but this time I'm going to pull this tail down towards me. And I'm going to cut it off, and it's approximately like 8 inches. So this loop gets to come down here by this tail, and this tail gets to go up there by that loop. The key is to keep these loops fluffed. Keep them fluffed, just like you would. Less fluffing at the end, and your bow will look spectacular, guys. Okay. Now I want to do something that's just a little bit unconventional, but hey, you know this sort of looks like netting ribbon that comes from Walmart, but see how pretty it is? We're going to throw just a little bit of that in there. So I do the same thing out to the 8, I put it in, I twist it. I still want to twist it, but this time I'm going to come down. Okay, let's put this on my little peg. I'm going to pull some ribbon out. I'm going to do it just like I did the last one. I'm going to come out here to 6 inches, and I'm going to twist it. Okay, see how nice that pops up? I love this stuff. And now I'm going to come out here to the 6 again, but this time I'm not going to twist it. I'm just going to poke it down in there like I did on my other bow, and I'm going to pull this one this time to the top. Okay, that's just going to give our bow a little bit of bling, guys. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. Now we're going to come in with this polka dot ribbon from Walmart that we used in our wreath. We're going to come out here to about the 7-inch this time. Okay, but I'm wanting to, I think I want to come in on this side. Well, it doesn't matter. Since this is more of a sheer ribbon, I'm going to go to the 7. I'm going to come down and twist it. And I'm going to come down just like I did with this green one. It's still going to show. Pull out lots of ribbon. Oops, got my ring caught. Missing my peg. And this time I'm going to come down to about a 5.5. I'm just going to come down about a 1/2 inch. Okay? And I'm sort of just going to leave this one sort of in the middle of those two. So let's get that one back up yonder. There we go. Sometimes this ribbon's a little hard to work with. 5.5. Smash it down in there. Okay. Bring it to the top. Whoops. And cut it off. Since we only had a little bit of this left, I think I'm going to leave that to the last so we don't have to open up another row. We're going to bring in this one, 7. This time we're going to go up with this one. We're going to do about a 5-inch loop, okay? And I'm going to bring it up there with its tail. 5-inch loop. Maybe a little smaller, that's okay. And then this one, I'm going to bring down. And then I'm going to bring this down with us. Okay? Let's set this over there. Now with this one, this little strip that we've got left, we're just going to come over here. I'm putting it right in between these. I'm going to twist it. Okay? I'm going to push this one up. Then I'm going to put this other one in. And I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to make about a 2.5-inch loop. Okay? I'm just going to pull it down in there. And then I'm going to bring this side out. That gives us a center loop to cover up our pipe cleaner. Okay? Everything is in place. All of our tails are in place. All of our loops are in place. And they're all fluffed out. So you don't have to go that extra mile of fluffing this bow. Yes, you could. You definitely could. So now we're going to take 2 of our pipe cleaners. And I like to twist 2 of them together. I like a long pipe cleaner on my bow. Okay. I do a yank test. I fold it in half. Okay. I turn my bow maker. I take my 2 fingers and I push up, all of this material up, and I put my 2 fingers between the dowels and I just lift it off. I put my pipe cleaners right down where my dowels were. You get them down in there. And they come out right here in between my 2 fingers. I take and I pull, but I'm going to push with my thumb. Tight. Then I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to twist it. And see how well that bow puckered up? That's what we wanted. So with everything fluffed, all you've got to do is go over here and sort of move your tails. Thank you. Hi, Carolyn. And now you've got, and put this one right in the middle. It's our crown jewel. And then you've got a cute little bow, okay? So let's get our wreath back over here. Let's cut our tag off of our gnome. And now what we're going to do is I am going to take a, what's called an awl or an ice pick, okay? And I want my little gnome to be about right over here, sort of. And I'm going to poke a hole right through that. And I'm going to follow it up with a pipe cleaner. I may have to, oops, do it again so you can see it. Poked it through there. He wants to get snugged on his toboggan, guys. There we go. There. We had a string holding it back. Come out here, even them up, twist it. Now I'm going to come down here on his bottom. This one doesn't have a really big heavy hind end from the stuff. I'm going to do the same right here on his hind end. I'm going to poke a hole right there. Run my pipe cleaner. Try to get a little bit more even. And twist it. There we go. So now let's take our wreath, and we won't need these, so I'm going to cut them off. Twist them one more time, cut it off, fold them under, and let's put our little cute friend right up here. So I'm going to take him, and I'm going to run him down through to those frame and tie him on. Okay, there's one. Let me see where his other one went. I think it's right there. And I'm pulling pretty tight, and I want to tie him around to the frame. Okay, so that his bottom's in there really good. So I'm just keeping my ribbons and all spread out around him. I'm going through my mesh and everything, guys. Okay, got that one. And I've got that one. So let's snug him down. I shake him a little bit to make sure. Well, did I shake him so hard I lost my tie? Nope, that's the one. No, there we go. I thought. There we go. Pull him down snug. He's really not hurting anything. There we go. You can cross his little legs. Okay. He's on there very good. Now we're going to come right up here, and we're going to put us this beautiful bow and do it the same way. I'm just going down through the mesh and everything straight to the frame. Go, we got that one in. Now we're going to put this one in. I don't cut my tails on my bow until after I've got my bow in, because I want to see how it's going to fill the area where I put it. Okay? But the main deal is to make sure that you've got it around a bar. And don't pull it so far in that it sinks your bow. Just to where it's good and tight. Then just take those loops, put your fingers in them, spread them around. Okay? Then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to dovetail them. I dovetail all of my ribbons, all different lengths. That gives you visual interest and texture. Let's get our Gnome ribbon. Okay. So there is our deal, our gnome with a pretty bow. I've got just a couple of things I want to put in there for you, and that will be all. I thought the gnome would look really good with just some little embellishments here and there, like a couple of Christmas trees, okay? Just to sort of make it pop. It doesn't have to be a whole lot that you put in it, just a little bit, to just give it a little bit more visual interest. These came from Walmart. You can get a lot of cute things to put in your wreaths from the Dollar Tree. This was just an ideal to show you what you can do. This has a cute little deal tie on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this inside my tie. And this is how I'm going to attach them. This way I don't have to use any glue. I'm just twisting it around really good. And you can move it because I want it to be able to set up. And you can move it around. Then take your tie, roll it under, and press it down inside your wreath. And this little string on that deal just gives it a little bit of something else. Okay? Let's do this one, but let's bring in a little ornament. Just one little ornament. I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm just going to put a little piece of glue right there on the cap. Then I'm going to put this little cap right back on it, okay? Then I'm going to take my tie. I'm going to slip that tie down in there. You don't have to glue it. Everything's tied in, guys. Then take this and twist it on down in there. And you've got a little ornament hanging down. Got these at Dollar Tree in a pack. So there you go. I think, let me look at it. Let's do another little ball. Right up here at the top. Need something up there. If you had a little one and we didn't do the center loop, you could have put one right inside the bow. And we're not going over the top with our decorations. We're just making a little small statement. So guys, right there is our wreath for tonight, or this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed watching. Watch for my post on my community page. I will be posting a time that I'm going to start going live. If y'all would like days or nights or afternoons, hey, put it in the comments, because I would like to know when people are able to watch. The more the merrier, right guys? Thank you guys. And I want to thank you all for jumping on. And like I said, boogie on over to Desert Wreath Creations Bow Tutorials on Facebook. I'm going to go live in there in about 30 minutes. Okay? Good night, guys. God bless, and we'll see you next time.